Brad Rosewell, Shadow Minister for Energy and Renewables. Thanks for joining us on Flow this morning.
Yeah, real pleasure, Ricky. Hope you've had a good morning.
Going very well, thank you so far. The battery fire that occurred recently, can you give us a bit of background about where this has happened and why this battery project exists in the first place?
Yeah, sure, Ricky. So the Victoria's Big Battery is an initiative of the Victorian state government. They got it up online just recently, and just in the last few days, actually, it was meant to enter the first stage of testing. It's in Moorabool, just on the outskirts of Melbourne, and it's a Tesla battery, co-funded by the Victorian government and the private sector as well. And look, the reason why batteries are important and large-scale batteries are important is because as we move and transition our energy supply from traditional forms of fossil fuels, so coal and other such things, to a renewable future, we need things like batteries to help us do that. And so, you know, the reason why I've got such great concern with the fire taking place, Ricky, is that batteries are an important part of our future energy mix, and you know, when they go up in flames, as they did for
Oh, we've just hit a bit of a signal smudge patch there. Do you want to just start again? You were talking about 4 days the fire started or something like that. Maybe just start there and I'll fix that up.
Yeah, sure. So the fire was raging for 4 days, and so you know, why it's important to get these batteries right is because these batteries are an important future part of our energy mix, and we don't want them undermined. We want to get them right. We need to get them right so that Victorian homes and businesses have reliable, affordable and renewable energy into the future.
Now, I'm no expert on energy infrastructure. We spoke with the Energy Infrastructure Commissioner a little while ago, but it does seem to me these batteries at Moorabool are positioned to receive renewable energy principally from wind from the western part of the state, whereas previously coal-generated energy was sort of in the east of the state. So it is pretty critical for that wind farm energy to be able to get to those batteries and then into metropolitan Melbourne.
Yeah, look, it is, and as you would know in your position in the state as well, Ricky, across the west of the state there's a bunch of wind projects, a bunch of solar projects as well. But that is rendered useless, really, if you can't transmit that power, if you can't get that power from its source, where it's generated, to the grid. And so that's why you need, you know, transmission, but you also need other things to help you along the way, such as batteries. And so, you know, batteries are an important part of our future energy mix, as are transmission lines. And historically, you're absolutely right, Ricky. Historically, with you know, coal-fired power generation out of the east of Victoria, in Gippsland and the Latrobe Valley, the infrastructure that we've had to support our power, to power our state, had traditionally been from the east. So we are going through a number of transitions, and one of those is from coal and fossil fuels to renewables. And the other transition we're going through is a transmission transition. Try and say that 10 times quick, because we've now got to try and transmit power from the west of the state back to the grid as well.
When this battery plant was announced, or during the debate about energy, I suppose there's been this announcement by the owner that the Yallourn power plant is being taken offline. Does will that plant, I think it's 2028 perhaps, that's actually slated for closure, is that going to have to stay going for a while longer if this battery fire is going to delay the rollout of that, which doesn't even replace the capacity of Yallourn?
Look, I hope not. But when Labor's Energy Minister was asked this question yesterday, Ricky, she didn't know the answer, which deeply concerns me. So, you know, the fire happened on Friday last week. On Monday late afternoon, the Minister tweeted for the first time about it, put out a statement via tweet. It then took her till Wednesday to face a camera to actually give a verbal statement and answer questions of journalists about it. Like, she's been in hiding, Ricky, and when she actually did come out yesterday to have a chat to journos about this, and to, well, I guess the Victorian public as well, when she was asked, what impact will this fire have on the delivery of the battery, which was meant to be delivered and operational by November this year to help us through, those hot days in summer to keep reliable power on and to keep the reverse cycle air conditioners in homes on. She didn't know the answer. Well, my response to that is not good enough. And if we've got an energy minister, we kind of want them to know what's going on. And if they don't, well, they've got to do better, mate. And I think that's a fair expectation of Victorian people as well.
Yeah, just lastly, on the battery fire itself, we've contacted the CFA. They say that there's a broad sort of group investigating how the fire started. Is the opposition going to keep an eye on just finding out how this actual fire started in the first place, concerning that you could end up with something potentially volatile that our grid relies on so much?
Yeah, totally, Ricky. So there are a number of investigations underway at the moment. One of them is the CFA investigation. I've got a couple of concerns with that at the moment. Well, firstly, as soon as the fire occurred, I called for an investigation to take place, a transparent, fully open investigation to take place. Look, there are a number going on at the moment. I do have concerns with this. I'm not convinced that there's one central coordinating body that can pick up all the lessons from a number of inquiries that are being undertaken at the moment, the CFA, the EPA, Energy Safe Victoria, and who will coordinate the response to this as well. Is that the Minister's office? Is that the Department of Environment, etc.? What's the central coordinating body to learn the lessons and to apply those lessons to future battery products? Because, as I say, Ricky, batteries are a critical part of our energy future. We've got to get this right. We don't need things undermining this. And one way that Labor can undermine a future energy supply with batteries included is to be secretive about these inquiries. I will be keeping an eye on them, mate. I'll be, waiting for them to be publicly released. And there's no guarantee they will all be publicly released, but they should be. We need to be transparent. Everyone needs to be on the same page here. And I note that groups like Environment Victoria agree with that and said so yesterday.
Yeah, agreed, Brad Rosewell. It's critical infrastructure, and within the next 10 years going to be central to keeping the lights on. So thanks for your focus on it. Thanks for joining us on Flow today.
Yeah, have a great Thursday, Ricky. Enjoy yourself, mate.